Please, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Zion William Teasley, date of birth January 17th of 2001.
Thank you. And then the appearance of counsel, please.
Ryan Green on behalf of the state.
In the new case, you have been arrested on one allegation of murder in the first degree. It is a Class 1 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you in both of these cases.
Well, I think the first thing I wanted to make sure of is that you did, in fact, have the PC statement. It was a lengthy statement. As far as the strength of the evidence, I think the court can see that it's a confluence of evidence. There's photographic evidence linking the defendant to the crime, especially in the form of video with still photos. Some of those photographs were identified by people who know the defendant and identified him. All of these photographs, of course, are coming from video footage at the time or near the time of the crime and near the area. The probable cause statement also mentioned the DNA evidence that links the defendant to the crime. There's also cell phone evidence in this case. There's other circumstantial evidence, for example, him living in the area, statements that were made by people who know him and worked with him about, for example, a knife that would have been consistent with the murder weapon. So given the strength of the evidence, given the nature and circumstances of the offense, given the prior serious offense, and the court did mention that there's a probation hold, I think the court is aware there were 3 convictions there: a robbery, armed robbery, which is a prior serious offense, and a disorderly conduct. I believe he was released from prison in November, so he hasn't been out that long. So putting all of those factors together, we believe that a $2 to $3 million cash-only bond is appropriate.
Let me double-check one thing on the...
And I apologize. There's one thing I neglected to mention. I guess in fairness to the defendant, he did have an explanation, but we're going to be looking into it. Our understanding is that he did have a plane ticket to go to Detroit yesterday. So to the extent that that plays into the calculus regarding flight risk, and I understand his explanation is that his aunt died, and we haven't had a chance to confirm or dispel that, but as part of the overall calculus, I think that that's relevant. And that
what is alleged is, it's alleged as a premeditated homicide, and the motive, if there is one, the court is unclear on it, and it could be, under these facts, it could be random, and that gives the court pause in terms of evaluating whether you may be dangerous and do something like this again. People who do random murders tend to do it based on urges that don't go away. People who have reasons to do murders don't tend to commit other murders. So I am going to set bail in the case at $1 million cash only.